What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be playing the F&M at Home All Access event. That's right, it's a mouthful, but basically what this says is everybody on Arena can play every card on Arena in Standard, at least. So build a deck out of anything, anything you want. Try out those cards you never got to try. Try out those combos you never got to try, because now is the time. You don't have to, use your wild cards or any of that. We are going to be playing a deck that I actually pretty much could have played with or without this event, and I didn't realize it until I went to make the deck, and then I was like, you know what, I pretty much have all the cards for this. I simply thought I didn't have as many Izoni as what I did, so I guess we're playing one extra copy, and it helps with the lands as well. So before we go and hop into this deck tech or deck breakdown, I would like to remind everybody, if you enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like down below, comment in the comment section, and of course subscribe if you're new here. Also, if you do subscribe, be sure to hit that bell notification so you can actually get updates whenever we go live, post videos, or post about not going live or posting videos. Anyways, now on into what we are actually playing here today. We have 3 copies of Cauldron Familiar and 3 copies of Witch's Oven. Not really in here because I want it, but mostly because it just works so well with this deck. We have so many things that are going to be working with mono black creatures or mono black devotion or gaining life, and so it's just really, really good, as well as a whole lot of things that need sacrifice targets, and what better to sacrifice than Cauldron Familiar. Now, the Witch's Oven is going to help us to sack out the Izoni little token creature insects, whatever you want to call them, which we're going to be creating from our graveyard, from our undergrowth list, right? So, Witch's Oven does have its place. I don't feel nearly as bad as playing this as I do for the Cauldron Familiar, but it is what it is, right? 4 copies of Assassin's Trophy for some removal, 2 copies of Fine Finality for some massive board removal, and I will go ahead and say this in the deck tech. I feel like this deck can do for a little bit more self-millage, so maybe a Time Merit Calls the Dead or the Binding of Titans, something along those lines, right? 4 copies of Glowspore Shaman to help mill us, as I was just talking about, and potentially return a land, which I found really, really helps with this deck, given we have the Bolas, the Citadel, the Izoni, the Great Merchant, all of these sort of top-end cards, right? 3 copies of a Yara, which is going to deal 1 damage every time a black creature enters the battlefield, and we're going to gain 1 life. So this plays really, really well with the Izoni, with the Grey Merchant, all that good stuff that's going to be getting in, dealing damage, healing us, or just getting in a whole bunch of creatures already, right? And then furthermore, we're going to be able to tap a Yara and sacrifice another black creature, draw a card, which is kind of like the ability that Izoni has, except we're going to have to pay mana here, and we're going to gain 1 life instead of just drawing a card, and we don't have to tap her. So, a lot of ways to use these insect creature tokens, and they sort of help when dealing that last little bit of damage, right? Just from overrunning your opponent, just from having a whole lot of little insects. 2 copies of Blood for Bones to help us sacrifice things out to get back the Izonis, right? Because sometimes you'll have a Glowspore down that milled an Izoni, and then you'll draw into a Blood for Bones, and you're like, haha, I have it now, right? 4 mana, sacrifice the Glowspore, get the Izoni back, put the Glowspore back in your hand. Yes, it will draw you or create you less insects based on whatever card you bring back out, so keep that in mind. The Deathless Knight, sometimes not so good, as it does pop back out of your graveyard. Sorry about that. As it does pop back out of your graveyard when you're going to use the Izoni, right? So a little mini Nombo there, but it still works fantastic. 2 copies of Polukranos, because you need something of solid body, and Polukranos is some targeted removal of fantastic measures, right? It's a 6/6 creature that can come back as a 12/12 creature. You can pay 3 mana and have it fight something. It's really just a beautiful card. 2 copies of Vraska, Golgari Queen, going to allow you to sacrifice these insects furthermore, or the Cauldron Familiars, or whatever else you may want to sacrifice. Also going to allow you to destroy things with converted mana cost 3 or less, which is super fantastic against mono red, as it is a whole lot in this event. 3 copies of Grey Merchant, going to help you heal up. Again, up against those mono red decks, fantastic. Things like Deathless Knight, a Yara, a Nightmare Shepherd, all these are going to be fantastic alongside the Grey Merchant. Not to mention the Bolas, the Citadel, which can sometimes draw you into the Grey Merchants, and then you're just dealing damages and getting more cards, and it really just pays for itself. That's why we have the 1 copy of Bolas, the Citadel. And then last but not least, Izoni Thousand Odd, sort of the whole pinnacle of this deck, right? The whole reason we're playing it. I've wanted to play Izoni in an actual deck for so long, and it feels like now I actually can, and she's not terrible, as we do have this pretty good mono black Golgari Devotion built around her. I call it Golgari Devotion. It's really mono black Devotion with Golgari color scheme, right? because we're not really doing any mono green devotion kind of stuff, but it sounded good, so there we go. Anyways, that's going to do it for the deck tech or deck breakdown, and now we're going to hop right into our matches. Ken Bo, you have to excuse me, I was taking a drink of coffee there. Well, it's interesting. If we can get to the Citadel, I'd be, you know, certainly very happy, so we'll see. We'll try and we will see. I'm going to sit back a little bit. I think the camera's angled to where I'm sitting back a little bit anyway, so that's fine. Anyways, good draw of cards here. I like what I'm seeing. Now if we can just get to what we need. Thought Erasure. Take the Glowspore Shaman. Or the Bolas Citadel. Glowspore Shaman. Nightmare Shepherd. Assassin's Trophy. Glowspore. Nightmare. Assassins. Ken is having a hard time deciding on what they want to take here. They're going to end up taking the Nightmare Shepherd. Alrighty. Well, that's alright, Ken. Our deck is based off sending creatures to the graveyard, so that's okay. I will put that land back on top because that'll actually give us the 6 we need for the Bolas' Citadel. Now, our opponent is playing at least Esper so far. Ooh, Agonizing Remorse. It's another good one. Another good one. They're going to take our Bolas' Citadel. How unfortunate for us. We'll go ahead and Temple of Malady, though, and see what we have coming up next. The Cauldron Familiar is not exactly good enough, so we're going to bottom that out, swing in for 3 with the Glowspore Shaman, and pass it on back. Next turn, we will get down our Fabled Passage, and probably go ahead and draw out some more black mana. A lot of our cards in this deck require black mana, and we already have the 3 green mana in case we hit any, what's it called, so... They're going to be using Tyrant Scorn at sorcery speed like a true pro. Polukranos. Well, happy to see you. Happy that they didn't bounce you or anything. Alrighty, so we'll get down to Polukranos. Our opponent, oh, actually playing Sultai. Interesting. Here I was thinking it was going to be Esper. It's actually Sultai. Very, very interesting. Alright, so we do have Izoni, and next turn we'll be able to play her. I'm not going to lie, I'm super excited about that. So, Ken, you may have tried to put us down with your agonizing remorses and your thought erasures, but I won't be so easily swayed. Oh, right, we can't Assassin's Trophy our own thing. Yikes. Okay, fine, you can exile it. Fine, Ken, if that's how you want to play it. But I'll have you know that I'm about to infest this Magic the Gathering Arena match. About to have bugs everywhere, my friend. Bugs everywhere. There's a Vraska Golgari Queen, which is going to follow this Izoni up rather nicely, as long as our opponent doesn't, of course, board wipe us. Which Sultai, maybe Massacre Girl. Massacre Girl could do it. For sure, for sure. We'll have to wait and see, though. I'm really just happy to get to play the Izoni, to be completely honest. Alright, Ken, what do you have for me? What source of removal do we see on this turn? What source of instant speed removal do we get to see? Murderer's Rider. Fantastic. Well, Ken, there's a Polukranos. Not gonna lie, I'm very, very tempted to keep that Polukranos, but we're gonna swing in with these 3. And you know what? I am going to sacrifice something, but it's not gonna be a creature. It's gonna be a land. Assassin's Trophy. Alright, well, if they go to play the Murderer's Rider, we just, well, murder it. Right? What do you do, Ken? What do you do? Backs up against a wall. You're gonna scry. This is what happens when you take everything fun out of life for people. They get mad and they come back at you. Furious. Absolutely furious. Alright, Ken. How about you draw all the lands you need? I have 3 little 1/1s, and these bugs are hungry, my friend. So very hungry. I don't know where that joke's going. It's a little out there. But we're going to get in with these last 3 points of damage. Thanks to Izoni's little critters, little bugs, little beetles, whatever you want to call them. That's going to do it for game 1. Let's see what we get here for our prize, shall we? Parhelion! Hey, looky there. Eophorus. Eophorus? I don't know. Erophoros. I would say just ignore me, but you're here watching my content, so maybe don't ignore me. I am going to mulligan this. This doesn't seem good enough. This is fine. This is fine. Or should I say, find finality. I'm actually going to bottom the Witch's Oven. Not really a big fan of the Witch's Oven, but if you're playing Cauldron Familiar, it's a little hard to not, you know? I'm not a dumb man. I'm not gonna shy away from anything. I'm certainly not gonna pull punches, okay? Mama didn't raise no fool. Should have played the swamp there. I didn't even think about it. If we end up drawing into an Ayara, I'm gonna feel like a fool. We could get back some more land. I'm actually not opposed to that. Not opposed. Wall of Lost Thoughts. Oh, I am so interested in what our opponent is playing. Self-mill. They're playing a self-mill deck. You're sneaky. You're a sneaky one, Mr. Grinch. That's for sure. Now we could swing in with the Glowspore Shaman. They're gonna block it with the Eidolon. Could Assassin's Trophy, but it's still gonna have the Wall of Lost Thoughts. I think for now we may just wait. Yeah, I'm fine with waiting. Eophoros. I'm gonna have to try and get that name right. Alright, Tombbound Lich coming down for our opponent. That is a card which I don't mind Assassin's Trophying, honestly. So we'll see what our opponent does. Bum 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 bum. Temple of Milady. Alright. Ooh, and a Polukranos. Yes, please and thank you. That should help things out rather nicely. And yeah, we'll skip it. Glowspore has made it this far. We can get down the Polukranos and have it fight the Eidolon and the Wall of Lost Thoughts. We'll be sitting alright. We'll be sitting pretty good. Alright, Polukranos. Come on down. I love the animation for Polukranos. All of the Hydra heads just coming up. Love it. Love it, love it. Polukranos and Hydroid Krasis has got to be my favorite Hydras, which I feel like goes pretty much without saying. Don't get me wrong, Gargos. Gargos is fun, because it's like, plays into the Hydras, you know? Thassa. Ooh. How many cards do they have? They have 41. I need to keep an eye on that, because remember, this is a self-mill deck, so. Now we do have enough for Finality come our turn. If we want to just Finality everything they have, leave our Polukranos as a 10-10, you know, it's not a bad idea. I think that's what we're going to do. Now it won't be a 10-10 this turn. Or we go for the Nightmare Shepherd. If we go for the Nightmare Shepherd before the Glowspore, we at least get the Glowspore back. But it's also a little convoluted, so let's just go ahead and do this. Alright, so we have an 8-8 Polukranos. Now, we didn't even have to escape to get it. I'm not gonna lie, I feel pretty good about it. Took all of our opponent's creatures away. They have a Thassa and nothing else. Alright, well first and foremost, let's try to get in with this Polukranos. They're gonna tap it. Alright, well if all your mana is going there, then I don't have to fear you countering my Nightmare Shepherd, right? Right. And this is just a fight, isn't it? Yeah. We certainly don't want Polukranos to fight our own creature. Seems a bit counterproductive. Now they have a Thassa that is going to continue to tap the Polukranos as long as they have the mana for it. Concoct. Turn a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Let's see what they return. If it's a Tombbound Lich, we can still fight it with Polukranos. It's an Agent of Treachery to take our Polukranos. Well, luckily we saved 3 mana, so we are going to at least get rid of the Agent, so they won't take both of our things, right? They'll just take the Polukranos. And re-enter it into the battlefield. Alright, so that is something we have to worry about, I suppose. Grey Merchant going to deal 4, Nightmare going to deal another 4, so they are down to 6 health, which means they can't afford to swing it. Well, they can because they have the Thassa. Fuck. I guess it doesn't really matter if they swing it with a Polukranos. They do have Nyx Lotus plus Kiora, which is a good combo for sure. Alright, so let's see what they do here. Let's see. And fight with Polukranos. And then untap their Nyx Lotus. If anyone's wondering how they got the mana for the green, they have green mana here, and they use the Nyx Lotus for the Devotion. So, that's that in a nutshell. Now, they're probably going to do it once again here, right? Oh, no, they didn't. Alright, Deathless Knight, come on down. You do have haste. If we swing in with both, we're still only dealing 2. Alright. Because they're certainly going to block the Deathless Knight. Alright, let's see if they use the Polukranos to fight the Grey Merchant. No. Interesting. We're so close, yet I feel like so very far still. I'm not gonna lie, that Agent really got to us. They only have 30 cards left in their deck. And again, this is a deck that was meant to self-mill themselves, right? They have the Thassa's Oracle. They have the Jace Wielder of Mysteries, so... Oh no, here comes the Agent right back to the field. When you people were going to be playing Agent a lot today, we were just hoping not this much. No, Grey Merchant. My win con. And a Spark Double onto the Agent. Grey Merchant. Here's the thing that gets me. You have a Thassa down. Why not just do it on the Agent? You bring the Thassa up, then you're in business, you know? Yeah, I don't know. It just seems a bit funky to go for the Grey Merchant of everything you have on the board right now. Well, I mean, I guess when you're doing stuff like that, it's perfectly fine. Blood for Bones. Well, I don't think we're winning this one. I think our opponent has gotten too far ahead of us, so we'll say good game and we'll concede it out. Desperation. Going to be our next foe for the day. And they have the D and the N capitalized. It's a little bit weird, not gonna lie. We're gonna mulligan that. Not really enough lands to get us started. This is, however, much better. We'll keep it. I'm actually gonna bottom the Assassin's Trophy. I kind of prefer the Finality. So we can go turn 1 or turn 2. I mean Glowspore. Turn 3 Ayara. At least setting ourselves up kind of nicely. Do I want more land? Sure. Finality costs 6, Grey Merchant costs 5, Izoni costs 6. We have a lot of top end, so I don't think getting back to the land is a bad thing. We'll go ahead and get down the Ayara as well, and might as well swing with the Glowspore. Goalie the Generous. Interesting. Interesting. Deathless Knight is going to have to wait to come down. There's an Assassin's Trophy. I will keep that on top as we don't quite know what they're going to play just yet. So, and there's a Finality right there. Legion War Boss. Alright. So Legion Warboss is going to come down as a 3/3. The Gobbo should also come down as a 2/2. Indeed it does. Alright, swinging him with that, and that alone. We'll block it with the Ayara, I believe. Pass the damage. Fantastic. And right back to my turn. Alright, now here's the question. Do we... I don't want the Witch's Oven. Do we use the Assassin's Trophy to get rid of the Legion Warboss? Or do we go ahead and get down the Deathless Knight? If we Finality, we're going to end up killing everything on the board anyways, right? If we hit that land next turn, we're going to go ahead and go for the Deathless Knight. Alright, opponent shocking in a land. See what they needed that extra mana for. Woodland Champion. Okay. Woodland is going to be a bit of a problem because it's about to go up to at least a 4/4. Maybe more. Alright, so Dreadhorde. Oh, Galia. Good Galia. Alright, so they got a lot of stuff going on here. A lot of stuff down. We really need that land. If we can hit that land, remove everything, I will feel like such a happy man. Such a happy man. And as a matter of fact, we're actually going to play as if we're going to hit that land. So, resolve. Resolve. They're going to draw some cards. Pass to blockers. We'll block. We'll block. Block. I'm actually going to go ahead and sacrifice. I guess Deathless is fun. Whatever. There's the land. Fantastic. It's everything we needed and so much more. There's the Izoni as well. So... we'll activate this Fabled Passage, and it couldn't have happened any sooner, honestly. That Woodland Champion was starting to scare the shit out of me. So, take action on the Ayara, board wipe them. Now, Ayara, of course, you don't want to swing in. You're a little 0/1 for the time being. Izoni is only going to be able to get down two little black creature tokens, so I don't know if that's necessarily worth it, or we should just go for the Assassin's Trophy on the Grum Goalie. We'll go for the Izoni though, because it's the play, right? It's the combo that we're trying to make. So we're going to do this, right? Oh, we're actually only going to get one, right? Because Deathless Knight. You silly Deathless Knight. Now we could sacrifice that little 1/1 with the Yara, but instead I'm going to swing in for the 4 damage, get our opponent down a little bit lower, because of course we do have the Deathless Knight that can come down next turn, plus an Assassin's Trophy to win it out. And never mind, Desperation is just going to concede. How fantastic. How absolutely amazing. Alright, so that is going to be both of our victories today with this Golgari Devotion deck, and I gotta say I'm happy that I was able to pick them up with a non-meta, non-copycat, top tier, whatever kind of deck, right? Because we saw a whole lot of agents today, we saw a whole lot of mono reds, saw a whole lot of stuff that was just not, you know, but hey, you put 2 rare wild cards, again, people are going to be trying their hearts out to try and win it. Anyways, that is going to do it for me today. I hope y'all enjoyed this Hope y'all enjoyed this deck, this video, and this F&M at Home All Access event. I know me, myself, personally, I probably won't be playing it anymore now that I've gotten my 2 victories, since it is mostly just mono-red Esper controls and things along that nature that's filled in this event. But I do think it was fun to get those 2 free rare wildcards, so... thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new here, and be sure to hit that bell notification so you can actually get notifications, because for some reason YouTube thinks if you subscribe you don't want notifications. Whatever. Anyways, do all that good stuff, and I will see y'all either later tonight or tomorrow. Peace.